And Charlie, the man to our left here is a much nicer guy than I am, because if I was in his position last year and I had all those people whining about how did that conference get 3 bids, and I'd sit back and watch one of those teams scoot to the Final Four, I don't think I'd be as gracious as Tom Yeager was last year.
I'm not sure I was always on my best behavior.
What was that like for you, though, as a commissioner? This conference has taken strides. George Mason helped, the domination, both men and women of Old Dominion. And we can go on, but last year really had to be a crowning achievement with 3 in and 1 to the Final Four.
Well, it really was. You know, Selection Sunday is always a big day in the college basketball world and stuff. And during the show, VCU's name came up pretty early. And, you know, we knew ODU was in, and
right.
we felt pretty good about Mason. That was terrific, you know, because so many times we've had teams left on the doorstep, you know, and to finally break through that and then, you know, suffer the barrage of criticism that came about and see them just keep winning and winning decisively and stuff. It doesn't get any sweeter than that.
It was an exciting year, as we all know. I mean, we had 6 teams with 21 wins, 3 with over 27 wins. I mean, it's pretty incredible for any league in the country, and we just had the year that I didn't think it could get any better than it was a couple of years ago, but it did.
Well, it really did, and you know, the interesting thing, when we started to pull some of the numbers and lobbying, particularly for VCU, trying to get in, and you look at, they had 16 games against top 100 opponents. The majority of those coming out of the conference. Those were more games, and they had a better record than the middle of the pack ACC, Big 12 teams and stuff like that, as far as top 100 opponents. And so we felt comfortable. We thought, like, you know, we may really have a shot here. That's what we kept hitting home, and it came to fruition.
What kind of impact and additional benefits have you started to now notice because of the success, not just last year, but in the preceding years, as you started to see the profile rise and the comments you get amongst your fellow commissioners when you get together? What sort of things have you seen tangibly that has made a difference for this conference?
Well, this year, more important than anything else, coming off of last year, is that it really solidified our reputation. And now when you have a discussion about mid-major basketball, and I don't take offense by that term, you know, we're cited, and our teams are cited about being the examples of what that means, what it may, you know, be able to accomplish. You know, the good part is we're in our regular negotiation of an extension of our TV contracts. Couldn't happen at a better time. Thank you, everybody. You know, but I think going forward, it lends credibility throughout our programs to the fans everywhere. To the Charlie, you know, too. You know, you're right. Sitting there going like, hey, you know what? There's 11 other teams that are sitting out there going like, we played these guys head to head. It's our turn this time. Yeah. You know, it can happen.
And Charlie, you know full well, as all the coaches we've sat down and talked to today, they've talked about the benefit that they feel when they walk into those living rooms and mention to recruits about the CAA.
Absolutely. And, you know, the stability of the CAA conference is just, you know, with all the mess going on around the country that you're well aware of, this league is stable. You've got a great staff. They've been together for a long time. I mean, everything about this conference is just solid, and I think last year just epitomized that.
Well, it really is. I mean, you know, it starts on campus with, you know, we have a great group of presidents and athletic directors that are really tuned in to their institutions. And when you start from solid foundations and you recruit good coaches, you retain good coaches, you recruit good kids, you give them an opportunity to play, you expose them with a great television package, you know, and they're doing their job on the court and in the classroom. They're pulling the upsets of the underdog. It doesn't get any better than that, you know.
Now, we've been doing a lot of talking, and understandably so, because we're sitting here on the men's side. But the women's side has certainly seen that same sort of rise, that same sort of attention. And particularly, you can make the case that there may not be any hotter name in the country in terms of women's basketball than Elena Delle Donne.
Yeah, she's a terrific young lady. And again, a total student athlete. I mean, you know, really representing the kind of representative that any university would love to have in their program. And again, we're excited about that. Dawn Evans, who graduated, was kind of similar, national profile type player. But I think everybody's expecting, see some great things out of Elena, this year, and to see how far she and the Blue Hens can go.
It's an exciting profile. Tom, congratulations again. It was a great year. More to come, and we always appreciate the visit. And thanks for having us out here for Media Day.
Well, thank you guys, and thanks. We'll see a lot of gyms all winter long.
Let's look forward to that as well with my partner here. And we thank everybody for joining us today on ESPN3.
Go to ESPN3 for the complete replay of the 2011 CAA Basketball Media Day Live.